Here's the play at the plate. He's out. And here comes Buck Showalter. Looks like he wants a review.
Yeah, we have a manager's challenge.
Listen, all of our feeds just went down. I can't help you. I gotta send you to our emergency backup.
Replay.
Yeah, we have a manager's challenge.
What game?
Boston, Baltimore.
Oh, hold on. I'm checking the dividend. Oh, nothing yet. Checking the Vitches. Oh, the Vitches is indecisive. Was it at the bottom of the fifth? What inning?
Oh, it's a sales commercial.
There's a cat with toast on his head. How are things out there? Oh, you need a replay. Hold on. It's printing something out. He was out. He was safe. He was safely out.
Got it.
Hey, go Cubbies. Box score starts now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Cowan for box score. To me? All right, welcome to the box score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They are the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. Guys, March Madness has come and gone, and Duke are your national champions. McLovin, if you could have played for any college hoops coach in history, who would it have been?
Oh, Paul Westhead, run and gun. Just come down and shoot. And I got that from Dan. Dan always talks about that as his ideal situation. You know, Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball. See, these disciplined defensive coaches, I don't think Coach K would be that fun to play for. You win, and you hug him at the end, but day to day, he's kind of mean. He's, you know, I don't want. Bob Knight's the least favorite. I'd rather be unemployed than play for Bob Knight.
Well, Mr. Meanie Pants, Mike Krzyzewski joined the show today, just hours after winning his 5th national championship. Fritzy, would you still have called for Coach K if Duke had lost?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we always touch base with you know, whether it's World Series, NBA championship, college, whatever it is. When it's down to the you know, final 4 teams or 2 teams, we'll reach out to the PR and you know, and I like to ask win or lose because you know, I've had conversations with Paulie many times about that. Sometimes it's more interesting to hear from the a losing coach or player, and they may have a lot more to share than how wonderful that it was to win. So you know, we asked for Bo Ryan and we followed up you know, for Frank Kaminsky and Nigel Hayes and Decker, even though he had a poor shooting night. If any of the Badgers wanted to come on today in a loss, we would have welcomed that.
If Bo Ryan and Coach K called at the same time, I'm not even sure my answer. Ooh. Who would you guys have taken? You only get one, and you don't get the other.
I think I would go Bo Ryan only because he was more newsy in the way he handled himself at the press conference, blaming the refs and making that comment about rent a player. Coach K, we've got a great relationship with him. We can have him on any time. Granted, it's timely to have him the very next day after winning a championship, but Bo Ryan probably would have been the more newsy guest.
I think we all agree on that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, win or lose, Coach K was his usual feisty self with the boss today.
This morning, are you closer or further from retirement?
Well, I'm always closer to retirement because I keep getting older. I mean, now just think of your question.
Yeah.
I mean, what do I have the ability to get in a hot tub time machine and go back in time, or
No, but you're being literal.
Well, I'm going to be.
How about that? I wouldn't have pictured Coach K as a hot tub time machine fan. But he might be more of like a juvenile fart humor kind of guy, it turns out.
I think it's funny because this guy's working about 3 hours sleep. One of the biggest nights of his life. He doesn't want to do many interviews, but he has the wherewithal to jab Dan for the the literal question of, are you close to retirement? Well, of course, I'm getting older. And he has to get that in. It's probably his favorite moment of his day so far.
Oh, yeah.
But he was a little off his game, because usually he'll get into start ripping into Dan about
3 hours sleep.
One question in. It took him 4 questions to really fire up Dan, because he's got that trash-talking Chicago point guard.
Actually, he started the whole interview by saying, I'm calling into every media outlet that didn't pick us to win.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, Paulie, Coach K's been known to bring the snark with DP, of course, as you guys pointed out there. But which guests are the best at keeping the boss in line?
Coach K's right up there. If not tops, I would say he might be tops. You know, back in the old days, we used to have Bob Knight on, and he used to jab Dan a little bit back and forth. David Stern and Coach K have a lot in common in the way they work with Dan. I think they enjoy the the back and forth and would rather do that than be boring. But those, David Stern and Coach K, top two.
It's like it's a game for both of them. And
Yeah.
who's going to win this interview game?
But
Coach
K loves Dan. I've actually seen
Yes.
this in person. At the
Yes.
SI one time, Coach K was Sportsman of the Year. He had 100 celebrities there. He immediately came to Dan. It's like, what do you think? Is it like David Stern? I'm not sure.
No, I think they have a good relationship. Back in the draft, they used to jab each other a lot back in the draft, Dan and David Stern.
Oh, like funny jabbing? Like
Oh,
when they
yeah.
laugh?
Funny jabbing.
Okay.
I think sometimes these guys are bored, too. They do so many interviews, they're like, all right, at least they know this one will not be boring. And I may get pushed a little bit, I could push back a little bit, but I won't be bored to death for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Talk about zone defenses.
And like Seton was saying, it turned into some kind of chess match or
Yeah.
what buttons can we push on each other or try to rile each other up a little bit, even though ultimately it's in jest and it's not a hatred thing, but who's going to one up the other where when the conversation's over, they felt like they somehow won some type of game against each other.
We'll have Stern stuff later, but DP closed out his Coach K interview with a request for a tie and ended up getting the Heisman.
If you get the chance, I know that's something you'd mentioned earlier this year. When you won the national title, you'd send the tie of the national title game to me. And I'd love to have it. It'd be nice to have it in the man cave.
All right. Well, you look out for that for the next 30 days, all right?
All right, I appreciate that. That's nice. A nice. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wear the tie on Football Night in America during the football season, and I will slap the desk when I get ready to do the highlights on Football Night in America wearing your Duke tie. That's it. He's gone. It's a walk-off.
Dan's look is priceless right there. It was like the perfect pause, and I will do this. Perfect line. He delivered it. No one there on the other end.
We have the most dramatic broken phone system in America. It seems like our phones only drop at a point when it's actually funny and actually works for our show. So God bless our bad phone lines because it's really working out for us.
All right, Fritzy, save for a suggestion box. If you could choose one item for the man cave, would you rather have Coach K's tie, Belichick's hoodie, or Landry's hat?
Ooh, I'm gonna go Landry's hat.
Yes.
I just have the utmost respect for Tom Landry. I got a chance to meet him several years ago, and I just grew up.
Probably more than several.
It had to be like, I don't know, like 15, 20 years ago. I'm not sure exactly when he passed away, but we had him on a show in L.A. once, and he wasn't in very good health. I think it was one of the last interviews he did before he passed away, but just he had that presence about him with like a tweed jacket and just there's something about the hat. You know, the hoodie is nice and everything and ties and things like that, but when you think about some type of garment or item that represents a particular coach, that's right up there with anything else, the Tom Landry hat. So.
It's iconic. You know what's weird? DP never asked me for the clothing that I wear. All right. Coming up, we hear from the man who ran baseball. I don't run. I haul in my Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer, but not everybody has the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. Welcome back to the Box Score. Today, the boss of all radio talked to the former boss of baseball, Bud Selig. Now, McLovin, who was the greatest commissioner of any sport in North American history?
Pete Rozelle. I could say that off the top of my head. Just based on reputation, everything that he achieved for the NFL. The NFL wouldn't be what it is today. And the truth is, the baseball guys got all tripped up in these terrible stories. Like Bart Giamatti and Bud Selig. You immediately think of Pete Rose. Stern's pretty great too. So, but for some reason, for me, it's Rozelle. Going back to Kennedy, although he messed up on Kennedy.
Well, those football commissioners must just look at the baseball commissioner and say, like, I don't want any part of that. Like, I wouldn't trade places with them for double the salary.
Yeah, Stern is close up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and certainly Selig didn't want any part of DP's questions about how Rob Manfred should handle the Pete Rose situation.
I was the sole judge. He is now the sole judge. And Dan, therefore, it makes it inappropriate to discuss it any further. He's going to have to do what he thinks is right, as I did what I thought was right.
I don't want Pete to have a job, be reinstated, but if the writers or Hall of Fame decided they can put him on the ballot, correct?
Yeah, you know, in the Hall of Fame, you understand too. It also has made a decision. I think back in 1991, if my memory serves me correctly. But you know, that's all something. I understand your feelings, and I understand a lot of feelings. There's strong feelings on all sides on the Pete Rose situation. I just really don't have any comment on it because I really think it's inappropriate for me to comment.
That's a good example of how Dan will try to get an answer out of someone who doesn't necessarily want to give an answer. So he asked the question directly, and then if you notice, the second question wasn't a question. It was a statement by Dan, and then just a pause to see if he would pick it up and run with it. That's not a question. And then if you would have stayed with that maybe a little bit longer, I think he said, well, how about as a fan? And so Dan, it's like, again, I say it's like breaking into a house. Front door, nope. Back door, nope. Side door, no. Ladder up top to get in the window. There's got to be a way. Now, you don't, go 8 questions deep, but with Pete Rose, you go 3 questions deep, and it was a good job by Dan. Got almost nothing, but much worse if he just had one and goes, all right, let's move on to talk about blank, blank, blank.
Well, things didn't get heated today, but they have in the past with commissioners. Right, Seton?
Okay, the commissioner should suspend a player who was on the court, but if he
thinks that
his intention was bad, he ran but didn't run far enough. Help me out, Dan.
Commissioner, come on.
No, help me out.
I know, but what I'm saying is you have a great series, marquee series. Do you want it to be decided?
No, you're right. You're right.
Wait, can you be fair to this situation?
Right. In other words, right. No, therefore, so depending upon
what will put the most fans in the seats watching our games
and the most money in our pockets, we should
bend the rules. Okay.
I'll put that as the second point.
Commissioner.
Let me write
that down.
Commissioner, the point is this. This series is going to be decided on Robert Horry's hip check with Steve Nash, and you sit down.
I'm going to wrestle with you.
I'm going to wrestle with you. You
better stop that. It's not being decided by that. It's being decided because
2 Phoenix
Suns who
knew about the rule and
forgot about it,
couldn't control
themselves,
and didn't have coaches
that can control them.
And don't you forget it.
I remember getting kind of ripped for that impression, but I don't think it was actually all that far off.
Yeah, I mean, you had your really nice timing. Your tone was really good. It matched up well.
I feel like I really got into character.
You used
there.
the phraseology that David Stern used in previous interviews. You were like right in there. I was like totally believing it. Listening to that back and forth, other than a slight different inflection in the sound of the voices, you were saying exactly the things that David Stern says. I thought that was great.
Nice.
Paulie, you may have already alluded to this, but out of the major sports, which commissioner would you want to be the least be the commissioner of?
Least? Man, that's a tough one. I would say hockey, and I like hockey a lot. It's just I think they're in a nice position, but it's not a kind of a premier sport. I like watching hockey. I love the playoffs, but as far as kind of wanting to be at the peak. The other one would be FIFA. I guess that's a commissioner, but FIFA, man, you're just going to get lit up. You're trying to control a worldwide sport, and just that would be a tough one.
Totally corrupt too, though, which
would be good if you're.
I guess makes it okay.
Yeah, the money's great. I'd want to be the commissioner, of course, of the Flinchball Federation. All right, coming up, the 4 showmen want to remodel the man cave. We are back here on the Box Score. Guys, you've heard it a million times. You work in the coolest place on earth, but if anyone could find fault in the perfect situation, it's got to be the 4 of you. We asked each of you what you would change about the man cave. It's a perfect opportunity to play.
Wow. No! Oh, I know.
I have like
we
no
should
memory.
play this game.
Oh, I think I know.
I have to answer our own question.
All right, let's start with the front row. Seton, what did Paulie say he wanted to change about the man cave? The one thing.
Okay. At first I was like, man, what the heck would Paulie want to change? And I think Paul would want another bathroom in the man cave.
All right. Is it another water closet?
Well, spring cleaning. I think we need to take a garbage bag and clean a bit of stuff out, because sometimes less is more. And I think you'd be able to see more things if there's a little bit less clutter. Not a lot less, a little bit less.
Yeah, less is more. Seton's not wrong. Believe me, I would kill for another bathroom. Not like kill person, but maybe.
Consider it.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking about was a kitchen. I always wanted to have somewhere where we could cook some food and have some fun. Cooking segments are fantastic in the morning.
So you think that there's too much stuff
There's too much
Around
stuff.
the man cave.
Yes,
Interesting.
there's clutter to the point where, there's piles of
I never
stuff
really
everywhere.
thought about it.
Yeah, it's kind of getting a little claustrophobic in here, and I think stuff would show better if we had less stuff around it. Like Dan's desk, I took 2 things off Dan's desk the other day with his permission, but when I brought it up, his face was like, but he agreed to it begrudgingly.
All right, Toddy Joe, what did McLovin say he wanted to change about the man cave?
My initial thought was something desk related because he's well deserved and he's been here long enough and accomplished enough where he should have some more space than he does, even though there's been upgrades since he started.
Actually, sounds selfish move by you. That would give you more desk space.
Well, I didn't say they would
And
rearrange
it's
the whole
not even
app.
your answer.
No, it's not my answer. But that was my initial thought. But I think, and I think we could all speak to this too. I think McLovin would appreciate more privacy, and if we had some type of office space or where we all had a place to go if we had to make a private call.
This is what you want.
This is so
suggestion box.
passive aggressive.
But I do because before the show is one thing, but after the show, sometimes I'll be in the hallway calling my gastroenterologist. They don't need to. I don't think they need to hear
that would
about
be
my
awesome.
upcoming colonoscopy.
Actually, you're right.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
We all want
That would be pretty great.
We're all making calls and with this personal things and stuff, and you're in the hallway or you're outside in the freezing cold, whispering, or you're coming in here on Dan's side after he leaves.
So your answer is?
My answer is that McLovin would like some more space to put on his makeup and get himself
Check his hair.
and make his make calls and do his thing. So yeah.
Does he
Office
need more
then.
space for makeup and calls and things?
I would change my desk, first and foremost. I want my own desk, no offense, Fritzy, but I could use my own workspace where I actually can put down a piece of paper and, it'd be my piece of paper, not something that belongs to the whole group.
Yep, my initial thought. I erased my answer. I've done that many times.
Yeah,
Overthinking,
you went
erase
C
your
and it was
answer,
B.
changed it, and then it was the first.
You were close.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. All right, back to Paulie. What did Seton say?
I'm gonna go bathroom because he said bathroom, so I assume that's what he was thinking for himself, and he projected onto me. Bathroom.
Was it the bathroom?
I would make another bathroom. Dan has his own bathroom that we get in trouble for going on, and the other one is occupied 75% of the time. I would love to have another bathroom that was available more, maybe a little cleaner, maybe a little nicer, maybe a little warmer, maybe, just another bathroom.
Nice.
Paul, you played that perfectly.
Yeah, we're still never gotten approved. We discussed. I had it all scouted out for a bathroom rehab, and it's not been approved yet.
Bathroom rehab is. I think there's a lot of efforting in bathroom rehab.
There's also blinds and issues with curtains
my
where there's
gosh.
just a window.
I'll never
Anyone
forget
can peek in and go, hey, how's it
having
going? How's the
Brooklyn
album?
Decker come in here, and she's like, "Oh, is there a restroom?" We're like, "Yeah, right over there." And here's this world famous supermodel going to the bathroom in that gnarly bathroom that's freezing cold with no shade, no blinds, nothing.
It's just a window.
I'm there.
I mean, if you go to
my God,
almost
we had
any
to put
TV
that
show,
poor woman in there.
Almost any TV show has a pseudo green room with a private bathroom for guests.
It's usually nice. It's pretty comfortable.
We share a bathroom with some dude who owns a bar, and his name's like Rick, or something. And he has the keys to it.
And there's an old crusty SI swimsuit issue in there that is just. It's warped at this point. It's so gross. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Creepy, gross.
Can we throw that magazine out? By the way?
These Brock, you've been here. The bathroom also has a window outside that if anyone wanted to look in from the outside, they could easily just go like this. I mean, that's literally all it takes to go like that.
You can have a nice conversation while you're sitting there.
And I guarantee it'll never change.
How's it going? Oh, so that's how you wipe. Good to see you. Take
All
care,
right. Jeez. All right, back to McLovin, and good luck on this. What did Fritzy say?
Well, I'm going to go with what Paulie did. So Seton said another bathroom for his guests. So Todd said more space, more privacy. I'm going to say a combination of space and privacy.
All right, was it space and privacy?
What I would change about the man cave is I would put some type of mud wrestling gym or arena somewhere in the man cave, so on the occasion we could have some attractive women come in here or one of our supermodel friends that would encourage them to have some type of pillow fight, tickle fight, mud wrestling, some type of battle where clothes may come off and we can all be titillated.
We can all be titillated.
Such a cozy tub.
How did you not guess that? That's all he talks about.
Mud wrestling?
He's never said that once.
If we could set up some kind of arena, it would be nice.
This is 1982.
I've always appreciated the mud wrestling and pillow fights.
Stripes?
Stripes. That's the best scene in Stripes.
They've actually evolved past mud wrestling. They wrestle in other things.
You know what?
that have been more
Sometimes
fun.
you kick it old school. You go
Jell-O.
retro. Jello is good. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't have some type of once-a-month female mud wrestling competition.
Unfortunate. Be
All
hard to
right.
clean up.
Shockingly, the winning row is the front row. Maybe there's a tie-in with the extra bathroom and all that. Okay, coming up, we are taking the Danettes out to the ball game. How are we arriving to the ballpark? I'm embarrassed you ask. Because it's the Ram Heavy Duty with its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower. This bad boy never needs a relief pitcher. Don't go to the bullpen, it refuses to quit. Guts, glory, Ram. We are closing up shop here at the Box Score Watering Hole. Guys, baseball season is officially upon us. McLovin, which one of the four of you goes to the most baseball games each year?
Okay, let's go around. You guess, and then we'll give our
Does
answer.
Little League count?
I gotta say it's Todd off the top of my. Well, okay, Sheehan goes to 0. Paulie goes to 0.0. But pro games I'm talking about. I go to 0-ish.
You get there a little bit.
I haven't been a little while.
You get
I get there a little bit.
I like to try to go to at least one Yankee
Todd
game,
goes.
one Met game,
Todd
at
is
least one
number
Red
one.
Sox game. Those are at least 3.
Todd will go to a lot of Angels and Dodgers games for some
If I'm
reason.
out in LA, we'll try to take in an Angels Dodgers. I'm going to a Dodgers Diamondbacks game in Arizona next week, so that's already gonna give me a 1-0 lead. Not that it's
On your way to the mud
competition.
wrestling bar.
On my way to mud wrestling. I will see
Well,
Dodgers and Diamondbacks.
Fritzy, when you go to that ball game, which ballpark food is going to be the toughest to give up now that you are Toddy Joe Nutrisystem?
That's a great question because there was something came out as they do every year around opening day about new, crazy, multi-calorie, disgusting but great foods at the different ballparks. And I noticed something at the Diamondbacks ballpark, which I've never been to before, but they have something called a churro dog that I came across, which has like 17,000 calories, and it's a churro like on a hot dog bun, and there's scoops of ice cream in it, and it's just a big mess of stuff that I should definitely not be eating, but I may treat myself because it's a vacation and I may try this thing. But if you look it up, Churro Dog, Diamondbacks Ballpark, you're going to see this tremendous mess that I hope to be very, very involved and intimate with next
One
Sunday
more shout out,
afternoon.
I think you get it for free.
Yeah, really.
Dodgers Diamondbacks, Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Hey, Paulie, what's the greatest one single moment that you've seen in a ballpark?
You know, I haven't been to that many great baseball games. Well, you know what? The 04 ALCS, Yankees, Red Sox, I got to go to all 7 games. And, you know, I guess you could pick your moment. Maybe when Dave Roberts stole that base and kept the Red Sox alive. But I got to go to every single game of the 04 ALCS, and that was the best sporting event I've ever been to because it took like 10 days, and it was just such a drama of how bad the Red Sox were and then the comeback.
Oh, that was a great series. Well, we tried to think of our greatest baseball moments ever, and we had to dig through the archives to find them.
He's closed up, so first thing I do is drop down and see if
There's a lot on the line here. Hot Dog has 1 win all year, and check this out, Brock.
And then you.
Yeah, baby!
His arms are stuck up in the air. He's wearing a sausage costume, and all you hear is, "You guys gotta help me out. I gotta get out."
I'm trying to explain to you guys. I felt like I was going to pass out. Seriously, I really need to get this off right now.
And fun little walk down memory lane. Fritzl J.
I'm already feeling suffocated just watching that. It was hot. and I
That
couldn't
moment
get
off
the thing
Mitch
out.
Williams, though, was awesome. That was
You
so
guys
great.
were so excited.
Because we were nowhere
That
close
took
to
his
getting
head off.
contact.
Hey, Fritzy, would you wear that sausage outfit for 12 straight hours if it meant that you could sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game at the World Series and your microphone would be on?
Wow. as much as I like to sing and have others listen to me sing, whether they like my voice or not, that experience to this day still gives me nightmares. Anytime, even if I have a bad cold, it reminds me of not being able to breathe well, which then puts me into that costume. So there's nothing you could tell me, unless maybe I got a chance to sing like "Kiss on My List" or "Private Eyes" with Hall and Oates, like at Minute Maid Field, Minute Maid Park before my Astros were taking the field or something. But even then, I'd probably have to turn that down because we all laugh about it, but I really thought I was gonna die.
I feel like you could have like an episode of The Twilight Zone where everyone in the world dies except for you and Adriana Lima, but you're in that thing.
Oh, and
she can't get you out, and she's like, "Oh, but I love you. We have to repopulate the planet." And you're like, "I can't get out of this thing."
That's the only way you're gonna get out of it. You gotta bend your arm back and around. Like it's not moving.
I'll write a big check for that footage right now.
Yeah. Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
Just Rich Eisen. I don't want to say just Rich Eisen because then it downplays the significance of Rich Eisen.
Wow.
But we love Rich Eisen, and we're excited to have him on tomorrow. But he's our only guest currently. We're supposed to look. I'm looking ahead. We're supposed to have Avery Johnson, the new Alabama coach.
He doesn't even get to fill time.
You don't want to know about Thursday or anything. I could. Sarah Thomas, the first female ref, is going to join us Thursday. JB Smoove in studio right here in the Milford Man Cave Friday. But alas, just Rich Eisen tomorrow so far. Maybe Gino Auriemma, a few kind ones, we'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
That's all I got.
Fingers crossed. All right, thank you guys. We're back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on Audience Channel 239 with another edition of The Box Score.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching The Box Score. Holy cow!